Well, good afternoon, everybody. How's things? I'm glad you've joined me, unless you're actually in the garden having a bit of a party today, because as we know, it's the Jubilee weekend, so maybe you'll be watching later, but thank you for those of you that are with me. It's lovely to have you. The sun's out and shining today here, so all nice and good. So we've just shut the back door though, because of course my dogs are in and out, and with me being upstairs, we've got to be safe. So, okay, what do I have today? Tile 246, regular tile. I've used a creamy one and I've actually inked it. I've used my brush pens and the salts. Actually, this is the one I did live on the end of the last video. And I've just added a little bit of extra red ink just around the edge, just to sort of give it a little bit of a finish there. What do I have with me? I've got my my regular fine liners, my pencil and tortillon. And I've got my red and blue brush pens, or of course the other end, as you can see, are fine liners. So I thought we'd stick with the red, white and blue theme today and do something a little bit different and give this a go. So, all right, I'm sort of, let's say I've done a tile. I can't find it, but that's okay because it's all up here, so I'm okay. I've done it this morning, know what I'm doing. So what am I going to start with? I'm going to start with a couple of circles, actually. So whether you want to use, if you have got John's ruler, if you want to use his ruler, just to sort of give you the ins and outs. So I'm just going to give myself just sort of a bit of a guide. I want 3 circles, sort of in the middle-ish. Yeah, doesn't matter if they're not exact, not to worry. Or, of course, you can always, there we go. Can always sketch it. It's only a guide, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay. All right then. So I'm going to come in with pen. I've got a fine line. I think I'm going to use the 04 pen today, just so I've got a bit thicker in the middle, and then maybe the 3 get out. Or do I want to use my red fine liner? No, I want to use my red fine liner. Oh, these decisions. Here we go. Red fine liner. So I'm going to start with one. Okay. Let's go a bit bigger. There we are. And let's start in the middle. And I'm going to create a bit of a swirl. See? A bit of a swirl. And then I'm going to come round and I'm going to join it back on itself. Alright? There we are. And then I'm going to create a little loop coming out of that. And then a loop. And another. You see, each time it's sort of working its way around. I'm not trying to make them too big. I'm just going to follow the shape round, creating these little loops. They're sort of like loops, half circles or bubbles, and whatever you want to call them. But don't try and make them all the same size. Just let it go with what it's doing. And see where it sort of leads. See, the point of having the circle shape to start with as a guide is it just keeps us in the idea that we don't want to go much bigger or at all bigger than those circles. So we know where we're all going. There we are. Oh. So there's a few people out and about today. So we're in Derbyshire. I used to live in Derbyshire, but not lived there for about 4 years now. But, nice place. Okay. You see, I'm following it round. It's getting a little bit bigger, and I'm not trying to keep them the same size or change them. I'm just going with whatever I can sort of work through there. That's absolutely fine. Oh, it's nice to know a lot of us have got the sun today. They did say they weren't sure. I think I did have some rain this morning, but it's all cleared up now. Okay. You see that? I'm sort of going up to the edge of that little guide there. See, I'm not going to do any there because I'm already there. I'm going to come round and fill in some here. Okay. So I'm in the middle now. I'm going to just add a couple of little flicks to some of those in the middle. Not too much. I just want to have a little bit of a definition, and then I'm going to do another row. So that's going to sort of stand out. There we are. Okay. And just while I've got that then, I'm going to do the same on the other two. So starting in the middle there, I did a swirl and then joined it back on itself. And then again with these little shapes. So how many of you are having street parties today or over the weekend? Or did you start yesterday maybe? So it's a little bit of a different thing, isn't it? Having a couple of days off like this. It's quite nice. I'm at home getting some design work done, of course. John's been in the office machining a few of those extra coasters that we added to the show yesterday, so we can start getting them packed on Monday. So, busy week ahead, as always, which is lovely. I like it busy. Like things going on, and lots happening. Of course, the end of this month we've got classes, so always looking forward to them. Brilliant, absolutely. We had such a blast at the last one. Can't wait for this next one. And, we're going to have some regulars. We've got some new ones coming, so it's all going to be lovely. It's a great way to meet new friends as well, and like-minded people. We have a great time. Alright, so almost done. See? Do I want to do, maybe I'll just fill those little spaces in. If you go over or you're a little bit under, it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to stick to it if I can. And a few little flicks on the first row. They do look a bit pine coney, don't they? I did do a pine cone as a Christmas set, within a Christmas set one year. So these look like from the looking down on them, don't they? There we are. Oh, Jackie, yeah, I do need to sort. I keep telling you I need to sort that. I do apologise. So doing Zoom, would you prefer to have something that perhaps I did in class, or would you like me to go through something that we've done as a stencil? What would be the preference out there, I wonder? Or maybe a collection of both, or no, because we do tiles twice a week anyway, so it'd have to be something a little bit different. So spend a little bit of time on something. Or we have a class project. Yeah. We do some fab stuff in class, don't we? And it is a shame to not share it with people who can't make it. Oh, and something new, that'd be nice as well, wouldn't it? Because those who have been to class then could join in, and that would be nice. Okay, we are getting sorted now. Tommy's getting trained up, and he's doing more and more every day, so I can spend more time getting on with such things. So yeah. I'm just finalising the new project for the next show, so it's quite a lot of work in this one. So it's taking quite a long time to get the instructions done, and making sure that when you get them home you can actually recreate what I've created. So there we are. And again, some little flicks just sort of wandering out. Yeah, then good idea, yes. And Rose, yes, I do have some photographs of Dobby, and we did document his little night out, so bear with me for that one. If I can get that one done today, I will. And then I know that people are waiting for things on the new website. My apologies. So I've just been making sure that this new project, or this new product, is going to work for what we want it to do. So bear with me, I'll get there. Okay, I'm going to come in with my blue, and let's go a little bit larger again. Just want to, in some of these little spaces here, I'm just going to put a little line. You see, put a line in, and then go along a bit. I'm not going to try and measure it in any way. I'm just going to add a few of these little sort of shapes in, little loop, like a leaf, part leaf, and a little line. You see? So then here I'll put one in that section, little one there. I'm going to leave that gap there. You see? Joanne, I'm back in there on the 9th, so not long. It's a busy month actually this month over at Hobby Maker. So got a few times I'm in there. So yeah, crazy time. Well, that's okay. Again, we like it busy. It's nice to have lots of things to do. There we are. Okay. Next one then. There we are. Some little leafy kind of shapes. And of course, if you want to do these in green, or if you're working with a black pen, that's absolutely fine. Lynn, there are a couple. I say a couple, honestly, there are about 2, I think. So if you're up for it, you need to get on there and get it booked. Okay, so we've got that kind of thing going on. Let's have a look at that. All right, I'm going to stay with my blue pen now. If you want to do a little bit of, let's have a look. If you want, go with a green pen for this, you're absolutely fine to do that. But I'm going to stick with the blue because I want to keep it within this red, white, and blue theme. So I'm going to come out, and then another. See, it's going to a point at the top there. Okay, and then from sort of here, I'm going to go in and out. I'm going to make quite a large kind of leaf shape there. And the same on the other side. See, I've purposely done them as sort of a slightly different shape. Let's do another one. So, along here. Now you notice I'm starting there and I'm bringing it to a point. You might find it easier to do the point work in, but I quite like doing it that way. I know I'm going to get a definite point there then. So same again, quite sort of wide there. Same on sort of the other side. You can change the shape a little. The next one, I'm going to have it sort of coming out this side. And then it's sort of going to go, from about here maybe, and then in to a point again. And out and along, and out and along. I've got sort of 3 leaves there. So let's have a look at this side. Again, bringing this out. And then into that point. Creating a sort of a wider space there. And then the next one. And into this one. There we go. And again, sort of out and quite wide. We want nice sort of shapes there. So what do I do? Do I do one here? Do I do one there? I could put 4 in. I'm going to have one sort of coming out there maybe, just so it's in the background. And then I'm going to put another one here. Go into that point. Again, I always sort of turn the tile because it's nice to have that same sort of flow of the hand rather than trying to draw a leaf that's a bit different. There we go. Let's put one in here. Now again, you need to look at your tile and think about if it's right for you to add any more. You might decide that the ones we've done on the side is enough. But we've got quite a nice array round there now. Bernadette, yes I did. I did ink my tile with the pens I'm using, so I used the same colours. If you want to see how I did this, I did a demonstration at the end of the tile on Tuesday. So that would be tile, there, that would have been tile 256. And this is the result. This is the tile that I actually inked. So if you're not sure how to do it, have a look on there and it'll show you. Okay, let's have a look at these leaves. I'm going to choose a side. Now, it doesn't matter whether you use this one or this one, but I think once you've chosen, stick to it. I'm going to come in and add some little lines. I'm going to get smaller and go towards the top there. And same on all of them. Like you see, I'm sticking to that right hand side. And along. You sort of get a bit smaller when you get to the top there. Oh, hello Nadia. Welcome. It's lovely to see all our friends are here live. I know it's a busy weekend for some people. Well, it's going to be, so thank you for taking the time out and joining me. And I hope you like the tile today. So we're sticking with red, white and blue. I think this week it's apt to do so. We did the last one as well. We did the Union Jack, or a representation of it. So let's stick with it. You can do this in the black, of course. Oh, hello. Gosh, we've got lots more. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Join this crazy little group. Here we go. So we've got those little lines in there. All right. So I want to look at this side now. And I'm going to come from the bottom there. And I'm going to create some bubbles. I'm going to fill the whole of that side with these bubbles. Yeah. Again, you can use a different colour pen if you want for this. You don't have to have blue leaves. But I'm sticking with the colours. There we are. I'm just filling in those gaps there. Okay. I'm going to choose another one now. I think I'll go with this one here. I'm not going to do all of them with bubbles. So it's almost trying to find a random selection of them to put bubbles in. Alright. And there we are. Let's do this one here. So again, see, it doesn't matter. Start at top, start at the bottom, add in the middle. You don't want them all to be the same. So try a few different things out. There we go. And I think I'm going to fill this one in as well. So nice. It looks different, doesn't it, with a few bubbles in. Just to give it a bit of definition in there. Oh, hello Bonnie. Gosh, we were talking about the weather not long ago. It's mostly sunny over here, which is a good thing. We just hope it stays like that. Okay. Oh, hello Pat. Oh, you're having noise problems. I think we're not used to having noise. We've got a family moved in, I think late last year, and they've got children, so it's, yeah, a little bit noisy today with them in the garden. We're not used to it. And the dogs certainly aren't used to it. All right, a little bit of a grid there. So I'm going to find all the others that I've not done anything in yet. So I'm going to put a grid in as well. And again, same here. You see, I always look at this and I see I've got it actually horizontal against me, so I can put the verticals in a little bit neater. And then same with this one here. So bring some of those in. Again, see, I've got it lined up so the horizontal, and then coming in and put my grid in. There we go. So I'm going to just add a little sort of a square shape where each of those little lines meet. You can put dots in if you want, or little diamond shapes, whatever works for you. Oh, hello Leslie, and hello Tristan. Hope you're okay. If you're having a good day, getting lots done, or relaxing, or whatever it is you're wanting to do. You're going to have to post a tile if you've done it, so we can see what you've been doing. That'd be nice. Right, there you go. This is how look different it looks, doing the two halves different. So again, look, let's just find these little grids. Put those in. And again, you could have done this in a different colour if you want to. Whatever works. There we go. All right. Okay. So let's see what else we're going to do now, because we've still got quite a bit of space all up and around. And again, you can choose to stick with this pen. You can go back to black. You can do a different colour. But I'm going to come in and I'm going to bring my red back, just to add a few extra bits and pieces in here. So you see where I've got gaps and things like that? Let's have a look. I'm going to sort of look down this area here. And we're going to do that tangle that we all love. Sure we do. I'm going to come up and round. Now let's do this in steps. Okay, let's go a little bit bigger. All right. And then if I come round, almost a little loop there. And then bring it back in. Trying to keep it narrow if I can, all the way back down to the bottom. There we go. So let's try another one. I'm going to go the opposite way this time. So I'm going to come around. See, I'm going to go underneath and around, as though I'm sort of coming back on myself. And then back around, follow that first line, keeping it narrow. There we go. So a few more of those, I think. Let's come up and round here. Nice to get some larger ones, you know, work in that space there. Oh, they're all sort of different sizes. You don't want them all to sort of be uniform. Let's go this way, look. So along and round. See, so you can sort of stop there if you want to, and then back round, and then back over, following that line, and along. Let's have a look at that in context. There we are. All right. So maybe, yeah, one sort of here. It looks like it's going under and behind all of that. A small one. Okay. So let's have a look at this side now. You see, I've got this gap here. Now, if I was to do that, I've got opposites there and opposites there. So I don't really want to do that, but we've got space here. So maybe we do it here and bring it out a little bit, so it doesn't look like I've tried to do opposite sides. So in we go, underneath there, round, and then bring it back on itself. And then in we go. Keeping it narrow. Then along here, so it's going to go up and round here, and along and down. Then let's bring some sort of over here, so it's going to go along up and in and around there, back in on itself, follow it round. And of course, because I've got a red and blue background, actually putting red and blue pen over the top, it does sort of help with the drawing. It doesn't seem so sort of stark and noticeable. You can add a few extra bits and pieces in. Oh yes, I'm just working my way underneath. Now if you find that a bit tricky, and draw it in pencil first and go straight over the whole thing, and then you can work out what it is that you need to be, where you need to be drawing and things like that. Oh my god, it's quite nice, isn't it? All right, last sort of little bit really, and again you've got to decide, are you going to stick with the red, are you going to stick with the blue, are you going to move around? I'm going to stick with the red. I think if I use blue now, well, maybe let's do it. See, if I do it, it's not a problem. So if you're not sure, at least if you can see it. So here we go. I'm going to come in a little bit more. And coming out, and I'm going to create another curl, almost as though I was doing these again. You see? But this time I'm just going to put a little dot on the end. There we go. And see, that one's gone over the top. This time I'm going to take it underneath, and then I'll take it over that one, and a little dot. Oh, it's nice in the blue. Yeah, I'm glad I did that now. Oh, okay, let's do another. So bring one out maybe here. So creating a curl and then putting a dot on. And of course it's nice to do more than one, so it's going to go underneath, I think. It's going to come round, sort of around here and in there. Get a dot on. We don't want to do sort of same amount. Let's do one off the back there. Okay. There. Let's go back to these. Let's put one in here. So let's have one sort of over all of those. And a little dot. So you can decide whether they're going to go over, whether they're going to go under. So whatever works for you. So that's gone over those. And of course, if you're using your black pen, you could do exactly the same sort of thing. So you decide. And then this one, I'm going to have it get underneath there. Gives that sense of 3D without drawing or shading anything yet. So one, maybe even smaller there. Okay. So we could actually add extra ones in there. I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do is come back with that red pen. And well, we've got these little spaces. I'm going to fill them with bubbles. And just sort of fill in the excess there, any little spaces that we've got left. And the same around this one. Here we go. I've got a really narrow space there. I can still get some bubbles in. So let's have a look at the other side. Oh, same sort of thing. I've got these little gaps, so let's fill them in. Just sort of any excess, just go in with your ink there. See, like there. Maybe I'll do that one. I'm not going to do one here because see that's got all these flourishes, so it's just where my leaves have sort of joined each other. And then we could sort of look if we've got anything that's crossed over like this here. It's nice to put bubbles in those too. I'm going to stick with the red because I don't want them to seriously stand out. But it's nice to have that extra bit of detail. There we go. Do I have any more of those? Possibly not. Can't really tell if that is or not. I'm going to make it into one. There we are. Fill in those little gaps there. And then maybe sort of here. See, I've got this one here. Okay, so have a look at your tile and you can decide whether you've got any spaces or anything like that as you go. So all right then, I'm gonna stick with the, do I want to stick with the red? Yeah, I'm going to stick with the red. See, I've made this decision before. I can't make decisions today. It's a little bit, yeah. I want to put a border in. So here we go. Let's actually, I'm going to bring a tile in just to help me. Now I want quite a wide border. So you see there, like I've actually managed. So I've got both similar and leaving bit of a space there. So what I'm going to do is going to go over to here and in that little bit there, So I don't want to be going over anything that I've drawn solid there, you see. And turn it round. A second. There we are. We'll do the same again. Oh, maybe there you go. Let's have a look. So along here, see underneath those bits and those. And down there. Not quite sure, see where the end is there, so see, that's okay. You see how I've gone over a little bit? This is a great little technique to do. Let's take all of them over. So if you find that you do, and you're like, oh my goodness me, can't rub that out, just do them all. Put little dots on the end. Maybe just a little dot there too. So you just sort of make it a little bit of a feature. And this one there. There we are. Okay. So let's get some penciling on this and see where that's going to sort of take us. So I'm going to go a little bit larger. Okay. So working in these, what you want to do is add a little bit of pencil just sort of on the edge there. You see, sort of, it's almost where each little petal sort of goes underneath the first. You get the hang of it. And if you add a little bit too much, don't worry about it. You just want to add little bits though, see? Just work your way around. If you miss any, it's not a problem because you're probably going to have enough graphite on your tortillon anyway to fill those extra bits in. There we are. See? Sort of working it round. So it was a very, very early start yesterday to put some right time to. I've been watching the shows on Hobby Maker for a little bit now, you know, the morning ones. And I actually did take my pyjamas in. I was going to wear them, but Ruth had forgotten hers. So I said, well, I'm not wearing mine. Have you not got yours? So we decided not to. That's a bit odd, you know, having a cuppa live on air. That was a bit weird, but it's okay. Never say no to a cuppa. There we go. Just sort of there you go. Bit of pencil on there. Alright. Same on this one. Oh, so Darby did enjoy himself. He had quite the evening. So I'm going to sort out all the photos and I'll get them posted so you can see them. He was very smart, wasn't he, in his red, white and blue. So lovely. You wouldn't have noticed his socks either. They've got pterodactyls on them, so he was quite taken with them. Little things, eh? There we are. Okay. Alright, so that's those sort of done. And let's have a look. I'm going to add some pencil on that half. You see where we've put the lines and where we've got bubbles, if they're large, put on a little curve, a little smile there. And then where we, oh, I haven't done that one there, look. Sneaky. There you are. I'm going to do both sides on the squares. Oh, Rose, no, Leslie didn't make his outfit. That was mine on this occasion. Yeah. Yeah. He has to have things custom made. So he's very involved though. He likes to, you know, he knows his stuff. He likes to have certain things. Sometimes you try and say to him, are you sure? He's like, yeah, absolutely. It's building up quite the wardrobe. Okay, see I've done sort of, I'm going to do that bit underneath there, being that it's going under. And that one there. And again, on these little sort of stems, I'm going to just add a little bit of pencil just there. See, and the bottom. Just sort of, because I've inked the back of, or the background, you want it to look solid, so that's why we've done that there. All right then, and let's bring in the tortilla. So I'm not gonna worry too much about if they're all shaded or not. We just want a little bit of something in there. So I'm gonna sort of come on in and soften a little bit of it up. I don't want the whole thing covered in graphite. Just want a little bit of contrast. See? There we are. Now I didn't put anything in the middle, no. I want it to stand out. I'm going to bring my red pen back in and just go back over that swirl a couple of times, just to give it a little bit of weight in the middle there. Same on this one. There we go. Just put the lid back on there. So the same with this sort of flower as with the first one. I'm going to go around and soften up some of those pencil marks. So it's got a little bit of texture to it. There you go. And same on this one. You see, just touching it up a little bit each time. There we go. So it's quite light there. I kind of like that. Don't mind. I'm not going to do anything with it. Didn't put much pencil on, but do you know what? It's probably a happy accident there. I might just leave it. Seems maybe sort of quite a little bit lighter there. Just soften those little bits off. And then let's have a look at the leaves. So just add in a little bit of softness. Okay, so we're not trying to completely cover the whole leaf. Just soften that as well. Bubbles, of course, need a little bit of weight just on those curves. And then in there. Now I haven't gone in and done shading on these bubbles because they are background and we don't want them to stand out more than the leaves, so we're just leaving them as they are. There we go. So just working our way around there. Just a nice light pressure, nothing much at all. Little bubbles. There we go. Same with this one. See, I'm doing both sides, shading on the little grids. The bubbles get a little bit more attention. Let's see, I'm just going to work them round. And then this side, it's the pencil. Okay, so I just want to come back in with my pencil for a moment. And I want to see in the middle here, give it a little bit of shadow around the outside. See? So it's got a little bit more darkness in the middle there. There we go. So let's have a look at our leaves. I'm going to decide which way I want it to be for starters, because let's have a look. Do I want it this way? This way? I kind of like it that way. Because what I'm going to do with these leaves, I'm going to bring a bit out, you see. So I'm going to take this line, I've brought it out here and bring it back. And just fill that bit in with pencil. Take it round there. And this side, this one. And this side, so I'm just pulling out of it and bringing it back. Let's then add a little bit of tortilla, not much, just a little bit. We're just going to soften it a touch. So what we're after is a little bit of a drop shadow with those little leaves. There we go. Let's have a look at these. So out here, look, come back in. Out here and back in. So I'm sort of almost following that top edge just a bit. I'm not going to do one there because of course it's behind, it's a bit flat there. But I think one there. So they're all sort of at the bottom, which is why I've decided which way I wanted it to be up. So you see, then we soften each one of those. You notice the further away you do your shading or your shadow, the higher up the leaf seems to want to sit. So if I come back in with my blue pen now, I'm going to just bring that line in, just so I can make sure that it's definitely defined there. The same there. Just on those sides where I've added that bit of shadow. Okay. So, I mean, of course, you could do that little drop shadow with all of these little curls and all these little leaves, but I don't want to get too sort of excited with that, and I don't want too much graphite on it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring in my white pencil, my white chalk. Dawn, yeah, I will be adding them to the website. I've just got to finish off some work I need to be doing for the next show, and then I'll add them on. So they're definitely going to be there over the weekend. And I'm going to put the macro stencils on as well. So just hang fire with me, please bear with me, and I'll get that done. Okay, so just sort of a bit round the edge. Again, you're going to notice this more if you've got a darker coloured tile. You see, just see adding a little bit in those areas, and then just sort of working on a few of them. I'm not doing all, just want a little bit of a catch of the light, so to speak. And then see, you've got a little bit of space there. Look, I can just add a bit of white in there. And this one. That one just a little bit, and you see how that actually helps with the shadows as well. Just gives it a little bit of lightness into this one and this one. So yeah, you're welcome, Dawn. And you know, I think thank you to everybody on here today, because if it wasn't for all you supporting me, and certainly back in January, if you hadn't have supported me, I just don't honestly know where we would have been right now, because, you know, it was all quite a traumatic time. Nobody knew what was going on, and it was very difficult. So thank you everybody for that. And I'm sorry if you didn't get the tiles and the coasters yesterday, but I was only asked to take small amounts on, and I actually took double of what they asked, so I covered as much as I can, but do apologise. The coasters, they will be available. It's the tiles that won't. It was just because it was Jubilee Day, so if you did miss out on them, I'm sorry about that. But don't worry about it. There'll be other colours. Be fine. All right, so let's have a look at this. Just one more thing I want to do now, and that's put a little bit of shading around the border. So you can choose to shade inside, or you can shade outside. It really doesn't matter. Oh, Wendy, I'll get to them. So if I sort of start with that, you won't have a new product for the next show. I really need to finalise that. So it's been a lot of work. Obviously, I could put a line in there. Shouldn't have done. It's okay. That's okay. But yeah, I will get that sorted. And then this one. Okay, a little bit in there. A little bit there. See, I've gone on the inside. And then just very little swirls. I don't want it to travel too far. There we go. And then soften the edge off. Up and down, back and forth. And then same with this one. There we go. See, swirls just help it get off the ground to start with. It just moves it a little bit, and then we can ease off. We don't want all the sort of round swirly shapes. We want a nice straight edge there. So see, it's a little bit more pressure I apply there. I'm doing that, and of course there's a little bit of sort of salt residue on. You get that sometimes, just work with it. Sam, a cheek. Oh, I'll show you next week, as always. It's not quite ready yet, but I'll show you next week. Promise. Okay. So there we go. Last thing to do then is put in my initials. So of course, because my shadow on my leaves is at the bottom here, I'm going to put my initials down here. There we go. So with that one and our Union Jack that we did the other day, I think we've had a week of Jubilee kind of tiles. But of course, redo this one in black pen. It's absolutely fine. But, oh, Rose, good idea. Absolutely. Are you reading my mind? So absolutely, have a bit of fun with this. You know, see how you get on with it. Do a colouring in. Try different colours. Ink tiles, don't ink tiles, but just have a bit of fun with it. Have a lovely weekend. And if you are having a party, I hope it goes well and the weather stays nice for you. And we'll be meeting here again on Tuesday for tile number. Let's have a look. 247. So tile 250 is getting closer and closer, isn't it? Don't forget, tile 250, we are going to have cake on that day. So everybody, okay, take care, have a lovely time, and I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.